So, Iov, please, hear my speech. Listen to all my words. Look, I am opening my mouth. The words are on the tip of my tongue. I will say exactly what is on my mind. What my lips know, they will speak sincerely. It is the Spirit of God that made me, the breath of Shaddai that gives me life. So refute me if you can. Organize your words, take your stand. Look, before God, I am the same as with you. I too am fashioned from clay. You don't need to be afraid of me. My pressure on you will not be heavy. You spoke within my hearing, and I heard what you said. I am clean, without transgression. I am innocent, not guilty. Yet God finds pretext for accusing me. He regards me as his enemy. He puts my feet in the stocks and watches wherever I go. But in this, you are wrong. I will answer you. God is greater than any mortal. Why do you strive against God? He will not defend his words. God speaks once, even twice, and still the hearer misses the point. In a dream, in a vision at night, when slumber falls upon people as they sleep in their beds, he opens people's ears and seals the manner with a warning, to turn a person away from his action and protect a man from pride, so that he will keep himself away from the pit and from perishing by the sword. He is also warned by pain when in bed, when all his bones are hurting, so that he detests bread as well as richer food. His flesh wastes away till one can't stand to look. His bones protrude and become unsightly. His soul comes close to the pit, and his life to those who bring death. If there is for him an angel, a mediator, one among 1,000, who can vouch for the man's uprightness, then God is gracious to him and says, redeem him from his going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. His flesh becomes fresher than that of a child. He returns to the days of his youth. He prays to God and is accepted by him, so that he sees God's face with joy. And God repays the man for his righteousness. He declares before everyone, I sinned, I perverted what was right, and it gained me nothing. God redeemed me from going into the pit, and now my life sees light. God will accomplish all these things twice, even 3 times with a man, to bring him back from the pit, so that he can enjoy the light of the living. Pay attention, Iov. Listen to me. Keep quiet. I will keep speaking. If you have something to say, answer me. Speak, because I want to show that you are right. If not, then listen to me. Keep quiet, and I will teach you wisdom. Elihu continued speaking. Hear my words, you sages. Listen to me, you who know so much. For the ear tests words, just as the palate tastes food. Let's choose for ourselves what is just. Let's decide among ourselves what is good. For Iov says, I am in the right, but God is denying me justice. Again, justice. I'm considered a liar. My wound is mortal, though I committed no crime. Is there a man like Iov who drinks in scoffing like water, who keeps company with evildoers and goes with wicked men, since he thinks it profits a person nothing to be in accord with God? So listen to me, you men with sense. Far be it from God to do anything wicked, for he pays people back for what they do and sees that each gets what his conduct deserves. It is certain that God does nothing wicked. Shaddai will not pervert justice. Did someone else put him in charge of the earth? Who else established the entire world? If he were to take back man's heart to himself, if he gathered to himself his spirit and breath, all flesh would instantly perish. Everyone would return to dust. If you have any sense, Iov, hear this. Listen to what I am saying. Should a hater of justice be in control? If you wouldn't tell a king, you're a scoundrel, or nobles, you're a wicked man, then you shouldn't condemn the just and mighty one, who is neither partial toward princes, nor favors the rich over the poor, since they are all the work of his hands. They may die in a moment. In the middle of the night, the people are shaken and pass away. The mighty are removed without human hands. For he keeps watch on a person's ways. He sees every step. There is no darkness, no death-like gloom where wrongdoers can hide. For he doesn't give warning to people. When they must appear before God in judgment, he shatters the mighty without needing to investigate and sets up others in place. Therefore, aware of what they are doing, he overturns them by night, and they are crushed. He strikes them as if they were common criminals in the open sight of others, because they turned away from following him and gave no thought to any of his ways, thereby bringing before him the cries of the poor, and he hears the cries of the oppressed. But if God is silent, who can accuse him? If he hides his face, who can see him? He may do this to nations and persons alike, so that godless men will not become kings, and the people will not be lured into traps. For has anyone said to God, I have been chastened without having offended? Teach me what I have failed to see, and if I have done wrong, I will do it no more. Must his rewards meet your approval? Well, you are the one who doesn't like them, so you, not I, should pick the alternative. Come on, say what you think. Intelligent people will tell me. Every wise man who hears me will say, Iyov is speaking about thinking. His words lack discernment. I wish Iyov would be kept on trial forever, because he answers like wicked men. For now, to his sin, he adds rebellion. He mockingly claps his hands among us and keeps adding to his words against God. Elihu went on to say, Are you so convinced you are right that you say, I am more just than God? For you ask what advantage it is to you. How do I gain from not sinning? Here is my answer to you, dear friends. Look to the heavens and see. Observe the skies high above you. If you sin, how do you hurt him? If your crimes are many, how do you affect him? If you are righteous, what do you give him? What benefit does he get from you? Your wickedness can affect only others like you. In your righteousness only other human beings. People cry out from under many oppressions. They cry for help from under the fist of the mighty. But no one asks, Where is God my maker? Who causes glad songs to ring out at night? Who teaches us more than he teaches wild animals and makes us wiser than any birds of the air? They may cry out, but no one answers, because of evil men's pride. For God will not listen to empty cries. Shaddai pays no attention to them. All the more when you say that you don't see him. Just be patient. He considers the matter. But now, just because he doesn't get angry and punish, does it mean he doesn't know what arrogance is? So Iyov is being futile. When he opens his mouth, he is piling up words without knowledge. Elihu added, Bear with me a little, and I will show you that there is more to say on God's behalf. I may search far and wide for my arguments, but I will ascribe righteousness to God, my maker, for the fact that my words are true. You have with you a man whose views are pure. Look, God is powerful and despises no one, powerful in his strength and of understanding. He does not perverse the lives of the wicked. He does not preserve the lives of the wicked, but he gives justice to the poor. He does not withdraw his eyes from the righteous, but when he sets kings on their throne forever, they may become proud. If then they are bound in chains, held in oppressive cords, he shows them the results of their doings, the crimes caused by their pride. He sounds a warning in their ears and orders them to repent of their evil. If they pay attention and obey him, they spend their days in prosperity. Their years pass pleasantly. But if they don't pay attention, they perish by the sword and die without learning their lesson. The godless in heart cherish their anger, not crying for help when he binds them. Their soul perishes in their youth, and their life becomes depraved. God, with his affliction, delivers the afflicted. He gets their attention by pressing on them. Indeed, Iyov, he is drawing you away from distress, to an untroubled open place, with rich food on your table. But the judgment of the wicked applies fully to you. Judgment and condemnation take hold of them. For beware of wrath, when abundance entices you. Don't let a big bribe turn you aside. Will your great wealth help you? All of your efforts, no matter how strong? Don't desire the night when people suddenly die. Be careful. Turn away from wrongdoing. For because of this, you have been tested by affliction. Look, God is exalted in his strength, who is a teacher like him. Whoever prescribed his course for him? Whoever said, "What are you doing wrong?" Remember rather to magnify his work, on which many have sung. Everyone has seen it, but humans see only from a distance. Look, God is great, beyond what we can know. The number of his years is uncountable. He makes the droplets of water, which condense into rain from his mist. The clouds pour it down upon humankind in abundance. Can anyone fathom the spreading of clouds or clashes that come from the canopy? See how he scatters his lightnings over and covers the roots of the sea. By these things he judges the people and also gives food in plenty. He gathers the lightning into his hands and commands it to strike the target. It crashes, announcing its present, and apprises the cattle of what is coming. At this my own heart trembles and leaps out of its place. Just listen to the rumbling of his voice, to the thunder that comes from his mouth. He sends it out under all heaven, his lightning to the ends of the earth. There follows a sound, a roar. He is thundering with his majestic voice. He keeps releasing the lightning. Even when his voice is being heard, God thunders wonderfully with his voice. He does great things beyond our understanding. He says to the snow, "Fall to the earth." Likewise to the rain, also to the downpour. He brings all human activity to a stop, so that everyone he made can know it. Then the animals go into their lairs and hibernate in their dens. Out of this chamber comes the storm with cold out of the north. But the breath of God ice is given. The wide water freezes over. He weighs the clouds down with moisture, and they flash forth his lightning. He, by his plans, turns them around, so they do what he commands them anywhere on earth. He brings them forth on the earth, sometimes to punish, sometimes to express his grace. Listen to this, Iob. Stop and consider God's wonders. Do you know how God puts them in place? How he causes lightning to flash from his cloud? Do you know how he balances the clouds? These are marvels of him who knows everything. You are sweltering in your clothes as the earth lies still under a sultry south wind. Can you, with him, spread out the sky, hard as cast metal mirror? Teach us what we should tell him, for the darkness keeps us from organizing our case. Is he to be told that what I will speak? Can a man speak at all when he is already swallowed up? Now people don't see the light, which is bright in the sky. But when the wind blows and clears the clouds away, out of the north comes a golden glow, fearsome majesty surrounding God. Shaddai, whom we cannot see, we cannot find, whose power is immersed in his great righteousness, does not pervert justice. This is why people fear him. He does not consider those who think of themselves as wise.